This is Kingsmen. And Kingsmen today, the reason why I'm smiling, you may be asking yourself, like, why is he smiling so hard? The reason why is because I have a challenge for you and your son as a father. What is that challenge? This challenge is something that you can actually do. This is something that you and your son can go about doing together. This is not a punishment. This is not something to be feared. This is not something that to be pressured on. This is something that I just want you to go about doing, which is called a challenge. Something can be small. It could be something that you and your son just do for a day or 2 days. But one thing I want you to focus on right now is today. The challenge for today. Excuse me. Reason why this matters is because challenges builds bonds, it builds confidence, and it builds a relationship between father and son. This is who we're talking about today. So daughters, I apologize. This is for your son. This is for your brother. And fathers, so I want you to lock in today and be able to understand that this is that moment where you and your son can actually build a relationship. So if you haven't had a relationship with your son, if you haven't called him, or if you haven't been around, or if you felt like you've been distant, or you felt like you haven't made the call to go about getting a opportunity today to be with him, this is that time. So this challenge today will go about making sure that you guys are working towards that bond and working towards one another, building something, right? So where is the confidence in your son right now? Would you say he has a good self-confidence, or is it one of those confidence that you feel like when he gets around you, it's something that he's trying to create, or something that he's looking to find still, or he just don't have it, right? The way you can go about building your son's confidence is by supporting, is by focusing on him, is by letting him know that he can do things even though he feel like he can't. Pushing him when he don't feel like being pushed, when he don't feel like just doing it at all. This is what I want you to do so he can help him grow and help you guys grow together. To build confidence through activities, I do have a framework and I do have a way that you can actually do it. It's you and him working together to go about making sure that y'all have a common goal. It's called teamwork. And then making sure that you apply a little seasoning on it, which is called grit. So why are these two is a framework for today, which is teamwork and grit, is because it requires you to pick a challenge. Here's a challenge that you can have. It says you can pick a challenge that I just want you to know that you can force both of you to communicate, to provide problem solving, push through discomfort, support each other, and celebrating each other's wins today, right? So what this looks like to me is a workout. Wherever you are, you can go to a park today. You can go to, you can either go to a park, you can go to a parking lot, you can go to the woods, you can go somewhere that will provide you with communication, problem solving, push through discomfort, supporting each other, and then celebrating each other's wins. This is why I say you can go either to the woods, you can go to a workout at the park, you can go to a gym, you can go to your local center, because when you're working out, you have to be in communication with each other. Hey, I need you to lift these weights this kind of way. I need you to push these weights this kind of way. I need you to pull these weights this kind of way. Here's why. This is important. Because the problem that you will create is that you can either tear something, you can hurt yourself, these weights can fall on you, and then it's game over for you, right? Then it takes away the time that we have with one another. So the way we can actually solve this problem is that listen to me, son, on when I'm telling you how to push the weight the right way, to do the things a certain kind of way, because when you do it the way I'm trying to show you at the beginning, then you can learn how to do the things the right way, and it helps you to be able to, lift the weights and get stronger, right? And to push through discomfort, because at a time, there's going to be a part of him where he don't want to run that extra mile. He don't want to push through that extra weight or push or pull something that is heavy, because in his mind, he don't have the confidence that he can do it anymore, because his body is saying, I think we should stop. So this is the time where you can encourage him. This is the time where he's saying, when you push through, you can get that win. You're telling your body to say no, right? That's how you and your son can get that win. You can see him push through for you. You can see him say, my dad is with me, that there's nothing I can't do, right? Then this is that time where you can say, man, we can celebrate each other. We can celebrate the win. We can do nothing. There's nothing that we can't do, right? So, like I was saying, is that this is a physical challenge that you can have, and then also you can have something that you can actually do, something that you can think. It could be a book challenge, right? Something that you can think is that you can say, hey son, I know you haven't seen me read around you much, so what we're going to go about doing is that we're going to take time today is read, right? We're going to read something today. If it's not something from school where it's like he's not reading to you for 30 minutes, then you can actually read and have him sit near you while you read, right? So the reason why I want you to go about doing this week is because when you have the physical challenge, this is going to be one of those things where you and your son can be able to lock arms. When you have that mental challenge where you can actually, the personal challenge, when you have that one where you actually are reading to each other, getting better at reading, or just something that you want to go about doing each and every day. So one thing you can actually do is that for fun, if you look for something for fun where you're saying that me and my son don't want to have anything that we can actually do physically for this week or today, no problem. Or we don't want to just sit in the house today and read a book on something just yet, that's fine too. There's other opportunities that you have at your fingertips that you can actually do, which is that you can do like manhunt. You can do a manhunt activity, and what that would do is actually build bonds between you and your son, because it's actually starting you guys to communicate. You can actually start communicating. It's like you guys are building a strategy, having a strategy for what you guys are doing. So when you're doing Lego, or when you're doing a scavenger hunt, or when you're doing something like a puzzle or a mini survival scenario, what happens is that you guys have to communicate. You guys have to lean on one another's confidence, lean on one another direction, lean on one another communication, because you have to do like the give and go, because you're giving information and he's going on with the information that you're providing him with, right? Because Lego is one of those things that you guys can just build something together, and then you guys can say at the beginning, when you see all these pieces, you can actually, here's where you can think about Legos. Legos is a time I can get to know my son a little bit better, because once you lay out all these pieces, this gives you time to talk. This gives you time with one another. What he's dealing with. What is the challenges that he have? What is something that's bothering him today? How is he doing at school? What is something that he don't know how to do? And how it is that he been battling with it in a way he didn't want to ask you to deal with, right? So these are things that you can impact. So because when you're putting these pieces together, it's silence, right? It's silence. You're like, hey, let me get that piece, or hey, put this piece here, place this piece there. Because what we're going to happen is that communication is going to start opening up. Talking is going to start happening. When you want that happen, you guys can share things that you've been going through. Like, I had a tough day at work today. Work just, nothing was clicking. Nothing was going on right. Nothing was going on well. And just this time with you, it's been wonderful, helping me understand, right? And the last one that I want you to focus on is the communication. Is the communication challenge. Say what you see. Say what you see. So you can have an adventure where you're out and about. You can be in the woods, you can be at a park, you can be just be riding. You can say, how do you feel right now? What is the toughest part so far? And what is some things that you're proud of about yourself, right? Because one thing that I want you to do is that after the confidence settle in, and after you talk about confidence, and after you talk about the things that you're going through, there's a thing that must happen, which is, let's talk about the grit, right? The grit, because the grit is the test. It's the finish of the mission, right? you can create a clear mission for a finish line. Because the thing that I want you to understand as you do this is all talking about you guys building something, but also communicating in a way where you're not just doing this for one time, not just doing this for just today, but it's something that's reoccurring. Because if it's reoccurring, he's going to want to do it. He's going to ask you often, and you're going to be wanting to be interested in what he's doing, and you guys can get something out of it together, right? And that's what you always want, which is you want your son to come to you, and you want to be able to be open when he's coming to you in these times. So today, I leave you with this today, is that as a Kingsman, are you paying attention to your little man and making sure that you guys are building a bond, and building a relationship today on what you guys can do to be able to have this challenge and overcome the barriers that may have been separating you today? So this is what this challenge is for. Making sure that the bond is strong, making sure the bond gets ignited, and after ignited, that it gets strong, and after strength, that it carries on. So this is Will from New Steps Foundation. I hope you got something from this message today, and I hope it assists you on your day-to-day.